I'm sorry. I can see my whole world changing because of you. Upside down. I'm lonely. Should've known better. Should've known you're my best friend. Come back here. Don't try. I can see my whole world changing. There's no need to live if I can't be with you. What I did was wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't know how much I really miss you. I can see my whole world changing. There's no need to live if I can't be with you. What I did was wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't know how much I really miss you. Last night I made a big mistake. Now I'm sitting in my room like granddad, taking time to contemplate. I've been such a fool lately. I can't live without you. I know I did you wrong. I know I did you wrong, and it's my fault. I'm sorry. I can see my whole world changing because of you. It's upside down. I'm lonely. Should've known better. Should've known you're my best friend. Come back here. Don't try. I can see my whole world changing. There's no need to live if I can't be with you. What I did was wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't know how much I really miss you. I can see my whole world changing. There's no need to live if I can't be with you. What I did was wrong, I'm sorry.
Hey everyone, just getting started here. Just trying out a couple things. I have a new program here that we're working with. It's Seth with Momentum U. And one of the things I just want to start with is just saying, if you're watching this, if you're a business owner, design your life the way you want it to be. I'm going to say that. You're going to hear that over and over again from me. But if you can design your life the way you want it to be. For me, I like music. So I'm going to put music into it when I do speaking or whatever. I would ask that you follow me because my goal is it'd be fun to be in a stadium sometime, bringing energy and getting people fired up around the topic of momentum. So, I encourage you to look at how your life is, because if true momentum comes when you design your life the way you want it to be. That's so important in the world today. So I'm always going to remember and remind you of that because it is so important. So that being said, today, one of the things that I want to look at is basically the $20 million mistake. It's pretty interesting. I was watching a Philadelphia 76ers game, and it was a playoff game. So it was really important. It was a game that they had to win, should win. And if you follow the Sixers right now, that they just fired their head coach. There's a lot of up and down. There's a lot of crazy things going on right now with, sports and everything. This game was actually last year. And when I was watching this game, there was a key play where There was a key play where the somebody took a shot, the Sixers took a shot, and they really needed to get the ball. And the one player did not box out. And what I mean by box out is you basically take your body and you push the other player away from the basket so you can grab the ball. And in this moment, the other team got the ball, and it actually ended up being costing them the game because of not getting this possession. They needed the possession and the ball. So when I watched that play, it didn't really sink in. And then there was a timeout. And you know how sometimes they don't go to the intermission break. They literally show the coaches talking to the players. So I was watching that. The coach was actually getting into yelling at or chewing out the player that did not box out. Now, athletes get paid a lot of money. Excuse me. And this player made $20 million a year, which is crazy. A lot of money. And the coach was like reminding the player to box out, push the man away and grab the ball. And it was so crazy to me in that moment. It finally connected. This guy has been playing basketball since middle school, since he was probably 11 or 12 years old. And the coaches constantly throughout his whole career, through middle school, high school, college, and the NBA, they've reminded them to box out. A really fundamental task. This was something that was so easy, but I thought, how can you get paid $20 million and not do this? And it made me think about the coaching and player relationship. It doesn't matter how much success you have. It doesn't matter how much money you're getting paid. The accountability and coaching is always a part of the game. So if you're a business owner, how does this apply to business? You may be doing very well, but you could be doing better focusing on some of the details. If you had a coach to take a look at what you're doing in your organization, you may be able to really dive in and drive efficiency, drive profitability, drive it to the bottom line, which is what everybody wants. Accountability is an important part. And even at $20 million, you just can't get away from this concept. So another example when sales and operation, if you're in a service business or construction, what does it look like? What it looks like is getting a sale and then focusing on delivering the sale, but forgetting the importance of continually selling. So when you're done with the job, you have more work. A good coach will continually help you work through this process and make sure that your focus is on the most important things that make impact. And when you get off the path, off the trail, when you forget to box out something that that's my favorite part about all of this. A lot of these things, you know how to do your job, you know what's important, but we forget some of the things. And for some reason, we just don't box out and get the ball when we know what's right. We should be doing that. It should be simple. It should be easy. But for whatever reason, we don't. That's why there's a coach on the sideline. That's one area that it could be. Maybe you didn't ask your team for feedback in a long time, and there's culture issues that are brewing. A coach could pick up on this and save you losing some of your key team members. If you had 5 staff, 10 staff, 50 staff, what if you had 2 or 3 really key team members that were upset? I've seen this a lot of times in organizations. They don't understand that there's a problem brewing underneath the surface. And what happens is all they would have had to do is ask and talk about it, and then the problem could be solved. Instead, they push it under the rug, don't think it's a big deal until it blows up. And the compounding effect of losing a key team member is huge. The cost of that, if you would put that into money terms, there's stats out there that the average cost of replacing a salaried employee can be their salary. So if you have a $50,000 person, it could be $50,000. It could be more than that in all the areas that it impacts. So I want you to think about this. So maybe the question is, do you need a coach? Should you have a coach? What is the return a coach will bring? There's an interesting stat by Matrix Global that business coaching results in an average of a 788% return on investment. That's a big number. So if you're going to invest in a coach, these are stats that are out there and are proven. So if you don't trust me on this, or you want to do your own research, it's not about working with us. It's about asking yourself, do you need a coach? And is that where you can find more money falling to the bottom line? There's so many times we get afraid of spending more money because the profit at the bottom line might be so thin. If your profit margin is tight, and I hear this from contractors all the time, or service businesses, even can be coaching. I was working with a coach the other day about, they were trying to compete with one of these global national coaches that put content out all the time and have scale. So if they charge $100 or $200 or $300, they're doing it to millions of followers, to millions of an audience. It makes a lot of sense for them to do it. But if you're trying to compete with them and do it for $99, you're never going to make any money. So sometimes a coach can point these things out before you go down a path that costs you more challenge, creates more challenge, creates more stress. And where does all this show up? You're going to hear me say this over and over again. If it's not going well in the business, it typically shows up. I shouldn't say typically. It does, period. It shows up at home, shows up in your relationships, shows up how you treat people. If it's your son or daughter, you get irritated if they're a little cranky. You become cranky. These things can be eliminated if you start at the root cause. And a lot of times we don't see them. You can't see these areas when you're in the game. That is so important. So important to know. Even feedback. I have a stat here that I have that's pretty interesting. Managers who receive feedback on their strength, you will see an 8.9 greater profitability. That's a big deal. If you could add 8.9% to your profitability, would you? So if you're a $1 million company, or a $10 million company, or a $50 million company, what does that return on investment mean to you? A coach is cheap compared to all that, but you look at a fee and you may say, well, that's expensive. I can't do that right now. Are you aware of the returns, the impact that it can have in your business? And when your business starts doing well, when your stress level drops, your personal life and everything else improves. Mental health is a big topic today. So many of these other areas are areas that can change your life and will change your life if you address it in the right spot. Great stats there. Terrific. Winning pays off when you make the investment in certain things. And I would say the other thing is, don't just hire any coach. Talk to some coaches and see what they're about. I know for us with Momentum U, what we do is we blend mindset work with strategy, and it creates this explosive acceleration that's exciting. When you break down the barriers that are holding you back, most times success is held back by yourself. So when we look at those, a lot of times the strategy. We have business experts that will help with the strategy and craft the strategy and develop it. But we give you the tools as well as making sure that your mindset is right for the growth, for the success, removing barriers that can help you succeed. It is exciting stuff. So just like that, the basketball example that I gave, it's so important to, even though you know what to do, you still need somebody on the sidelines to help keep you accountable. And if you are accountable and somebody holds you accountable, you will see the returns. You will see the extra profitability in your company. Your stress levels will decrease. You'll be able to walk and walk away and do something without feeling like you have to be there every single minute. A coach helps guide you on that path. First, we listen to what you have going on. So I would encourage you, if you're listening to this and you're saying, these are some things, I'm not sure what a coaching relationship would look like. Below, I will put a link to an impact call with me. I'm real. You'll see ads flashing through social media all the time. Sign up for my $99 course, my $497 course, whatever it may be. But you don't really always get to talk to the actual person. It's videos, it's this, it's that. So let's set up a call. If you're hearing this and saying like, I just want to know what it may be or how it can help me in my business, let's talk about it. Let's look at what some of the return on your investment would be. And you make the decision if it makes sense. If you get a 788% return on a coaching visit, if you think about investing right now, what's the best case investment that you're getting on your money? Are you getting 10%? Are you getting 12%? Are you getting more? Where are you getting that? 788%. None of that's touching that. So I want you to think about this, but let's set up a conversation. Let's talk about it and explore in your business, because a good coach, and if you haven't done this before, I really strongly encourage you to look at my calendar and let's pick a time to talk. Because what we're going to do is look at a custom plan for you. I'll listen to what you have going on. And many times in the first hour, in an hour, I can help give you insight to what's going on. It can change your organization. So I challenge you, ask you to try it, to reach out to me, do that, and see if the return makes sense for you. That accountability is what's going to help your momentum. In Momentum U, we have 7 pillars, 7 gauges that start momentum and sustain it. We take you through that process. But the first thing we do is understand, and we don't work with everybody. If it's not a fit, we'll try to get you to somebody that is. But there's nothing better than watching people succeed. I love it. I love being a coach. I love helping people win and get momentum. Please, if you're doing really well, you could do better. If everything that's going on with COVID and the challenges or anything that happened there, if you want to do better, you're not sure what the direction is of your organization, let's set up a time to talk. I would love to hear what you have going on. I would love to give you insight from what we do. I will put the link below where you can either watch our webinar or you can set up a time with me to talk. I will be looking forward to hearing from you, and I can't wait to show you what true momentum looks like. Thanks for watching. We'll be here again Wednesday at 3 p.m. We're actually kicking off a series about being premium. We're going to look at the steps of what it takes to be premium or have a premium offer. It's something that everybody wants. I have not run into somebody that doesn't want to be premium. It's very rare. They want to be, but they don't know how to be. So we're going to do a series on that. We've had a lot of requests on it. It's something that people are interested in, and we want to help you understand what are the benefits of premium and what are the challenges of not being premium. And I want you to decide when you watch this series and you come in, and I encourage you, let's have dialogue. Put stuff in the chat, ask questions. I'll answer it live as we go. But we're going to look at what is premium, how do you do it, what's going on, and what impact does it have in your organization. I want you to be premium for your customers. I want you to be delivering it. I want them to be paying more for what you do, and they're referring people to you at high ticket prices, whether you're a coach, a service business, whatever you are. I'm looking to help you understand the secrets to being premium. Thanks for watching.